Yeah, basically the trick is when you set Control B for the bookmark, and you've got that, make sure your cursor's blinking. Say if you click somewhere else, make sure you click back on this to make sure the cursor's blinking on this. So you can hover here and hover your finger over Enter key, so you can hit both at the same time as it drops to. Oh, I wait till it gets into the 10,000 range, and then I'm primed to press it as soon as I see that, because as soon as I see that, it's dropping below 10,000, and that's what you want. You want it at least below 6,000. 8,000's good, as long as you're on grid. It's great. As long as you're past 1,500, I prefer 2,000 to 4,000. 5,000's good. 6,000's pretty good. But the further you are, the more chances you won't be able to click on it and look at, which is handy for some characters. But it's just, it doesn't matter. What's good's good. A pod doesn't trigger the it'll trigger aggro from the fob itself, but it won't spawn anything, which is really kind of weird because the defense fleet will attack it, and the response fleet will attack it, but the hauler nor the fob will get triggered by a pod, which is kind of a cheesy exploit. And I kind of wish CCP would get rid of it just to make it more challenging. But we can do it, so I'm gonna spend time draining the fob when I can. Normally I don't. We've got a setup that doesn't need to. But it's nice for support vessels when they come in, so they don't get neuted out. But yeah, whatever. All good. Yeah, it'll start. It takes 10 minutes. As soon as it starts targeting me, decides I'm here, and goes for me, it takes 10 minutes. And there you go. Yeah, 10 minutes from now. Exactly. And the fob is drained completely. Yeah, it's pretty funny. The fob should really ignore this for aggro too. If it's not going to spawn, then don't start attacking it. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, whatever. That's a small complaint. Yeah, I'm not gonna complain when I'm cheesing it. It doesn't completely. This is a game that when as a noob I would be autopiloting between gates to go to missions level 2 or 1, who knows. Back then the missions were not instances, and you could actually see people running missions, like if they were on grid for the gate, which was actually not very far for a grid, but sometimes they'd be on grid and you'd see them fighting emission rats while you were autopiloting to a gate. It was the wildest thing. Plus, you'd see rats on gate, like orbiting the gate and engaging you, and Concord and Customs would be orbiting the gate, and you'd be like, So yeah, I come from a very, very long experience with suspension of disbelief. So yeah, it's a pretty good game. There's a lot that I need to suspend my disbelief about, and if it's gonna be a nice cheesy exploit, I'm not gonna be offended at the immersion breaking, because there's been lots of other immersion breaking stuff that we've seen in the games. We'll all water under the bridge, basically, or adapt or die, right? It will hit you, like the bugged out fobs in Optic 2, Optic 2, Adar and Azug, both next to each other, actually. They're bugged out, and unfortunately. And I don't think CCP's caring about fixing it. To them, it's cosmetic. To me, it's like, that's hugely immersion breaking. And yeah, could you deal with it? Because it's the agency. They should deal with it. I suspect they're just waiting for the Crimson Harvest to finish to have that removed. Anyways, so yeah. The nuding is pretty heavy. It does 1500, and if you've got 3 large cap batteries like I have here, oops. Yeah, I always have new ideas about the salvage drones, honestly. Hammerhead infiltrate. Yeah, I mean, I hardly use them. It might be fun to use them, but at the same time, why would you want to use that? That's the same idea uh, about webbing drones. Why web when you can add more DPS, right? So it just didn't make sense. And now that we've got crews on field, yeah, I don't need them at all. Eventually, I'll have this character will be flying a Hugin with webs, so that'll be taken care of. Most of the drone bunny stuff, but yeah, the drain is pretty huge, and it's not something you should ignore. But yeah, it's just fun to it makes it easy for support people to avoid getting neuted, because the fob will newt randomly, whereas the rats will tend to focus on anything using logi. I don't know. I don't know though. Yeah, it's just theory crafting. I mean, would 2 points be better than one against augurs? Would they even work against augurs? If you had enough of them, would it help? Um, I prefer the fit I have now, but version 4 is pretty good. Um, yeah, the Vespa 600 and the Weber Warriors. Yeah, they look fun, but at the same time, I was like, let's get some hammers in there because we're doing webbing. But I don't know. I, should I use heavy maintenance, or should I get medium armor maintenance? You know, I prefer heavy armor maintenance just because we could put those if we're just having fun, and making sure somebody's staying alive, we could put the drones on them, but it's just an evolving thing. Uh-oh. Okay, I'll shut up now.